Hi ladies and gentlemen, Morinori from Berg here. I in this video, this is going to be the second video that I'll be doing on my beloved Vice-Patron Sandalphon. I saw it only fitting to do so because my beloved Lord Samael I've written I think multiple articles on him. I think 3 exactly up to date. If you just look up Samael on my website, you'll find. Despite the fact that I've only done one video on him, I didn't see it necessary to make additional videos of my patron, my beloved Lord Samael. But I do have multiple articles in which I denote my progress, by several names, for example, completion and so on. I think I have 3 or 4 articles on Samael, but my beloved Lord Samael, but not on my beloved Vice Lord Sandalphon. So here goes. This is the second article that I'll be writing, which is in the description below alongside the usual things. You can read it if you'd like. I'm pretty much going to state the same things that I'm going to be saying in this video, in which I'll simply expand on my work with my Vice-Patron Sandalphon and the things that I've noticed about him. Things that I like, to be honest. For starters, he is different than my Lord Samael. Okay, my beloved Lord Samael is more default, more in terms of appearance and so on. He's more stable, to put it that way. He's not prone to changing much in terms of appearance and style, voice tonage, and all of that. Whereas Sandalphon is, and that's what I like. But I like both of them, of course, equally. Despite the fact that my Lord comes first and Sandalphon in second place, which he doesn't mind, of course, that's normal. But Sandalphon is really he's a piece of work, okay, in a good way, and that's what I like so much about him. He's so flexible and so changeable. He often takes on multiple shapes and forms, and he changes colors. And it dawned on me then too that Sandalphon displays a trait that all entities, including people, generally speaking, that are materialistic in nature, are or display. When I say that, I mean just think of someone that is materialistic in general, not a gold digger or someone like that, not someone who's greedy. People that generally speaking like material things, are extravagant. They like spending a lot of money. They like showing off. They like to dress fashionably and to draw attention to themselves, but all in a good way. All in a good way. And again, these are all things that you can see for yourself. Examples that I can give are, for example, that that right now, or basically by default, he just appears as just quote unquote metaphorically speaking, appears as an angel wearing a really tall angel in white, okay, and with blonde hair and holding a spear in his hand and so on. But he does change things up sometimes. For example, he takes on completely black, in which he's also beautiful, really completely black. And everything, his sandals even become black. He sometimes displays the astral equivalent or version of the things that I bought him, like watches and beautiful earrings and so on. And he takes on his clothes. Sometimes he changes up his hairdo. Sometimes he sports a man bun. He changes the colors of his clothing. Sometimes he has a shield with him. He changes it to blue too, for example, or yellow clothing. All of it, again, it looks great. It's just beautiful to see him. And he is more ethereal than my Lord Samael. He's prone to changing, okay? He likes to move around a lot. He doesn't like just standing still. He stands still sometimes, but most of the time he just walks around, or he just moves around, or either sits or stands. And in doing so, he often changes colors when I just look at him, which causes me to stare. And he told me he doesn't mind the staring. And I told him, you know why I'm staring at you? And I was like, yeah, I know why you're staring at me, okay? I never stare at my Lord Samael, but I do stare at you more often because you're so changeable. It's like looking at the ocean, you know. The same way that water is so adaptable and so flowing, free flowing, it automatically adapts almost to anything that it comes into contact with. Well, not almost. Water adapts to everything that it comes into contact with, regardless of shape or size. And that's the same thing with Sandalphon. I just love watching him that way. And the Taurus association and the materialism are evident, clearly evident, and in the beautiful clothes that he wears and the things that he sports and so on. It's really it's really one hell of a sight to behold. To see Sandalphon is just so beautiful. He's one of the most beautiful angels I've seen. Aside from the fact that I think I already mentioned this in the first video, that he's really tall. He's just like my Lord Samael, and this is just in an objective form, okay? In reality, these guys are a lot taller. My Lord Samael and Sandalphon are known as two of the tallest guys, two of the tallest angels, two of the tallest celestial spirits in the universe. And yeah, I have noticed that. I mean, Sandalphon can also shorten himself and dumb himself down, but generally speaking, he is as tall. He automatically makes himself as tall as to almost coming close to the ceiling of the house. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the rest. Again, I also feel like the hairdo too. Sometimes he changes hair color to black, other times he has a nice ponytail, beautiful blonde ponytail that goes all the way downwards, and so on, okay? My Lord also does that, but to a lesser extent, just to a lesser extent overall. And again, the lavishness, and he simply displays the character traits of someone that are equivalent of someone that you were to meet that just loves to decorate his or her house with a bunch of beautiful, colorful things and so on. That's immediately that's Sandalphon. That's how Sandalphon comes out. So you can immediately, those are the things that I've noticed since I've worked with him. Okay, the association and the love for beautiful things, and things that don't necessarily have to be expensive, but let's just say things that are colorful in nature and yet beautiful and refined. You can tell that, for example, the clothes that he wears, they're astral of course, but let's just say if you were to wear these clothes in real life, that they'd be really expensive, kind of like satin clothes or clothes made of satin or silk. I'm talking about really beautiful things, okay? And it's just a joy to behold Sandalphon. These are the shapes that he takes, and it's just beautiful overall, okay? Again, I just love Sandalphon. I want no one else as my Vice-Patron after my Lord Samael. There's no one else that I want by my side. On my Lord Samael is on my left hand, and I want no one else but Sandalphon on my right hand. The mistake that I made in the past of looking for someone to replace him was just a stupid mistake from my part out. Stupid in the sense that I simply didn't know what I had until I didn't have it anymore in terms of Sandalphon. But that was just for the sake of progress, you know. It's also, even at my level, you still live and you learn, and sometimes it comes at the cost of trial and error. But for me, it really came at the cost of trial and error. Okay, I lost so much to the point where I had to rebuild all over again, but it's okay. Again, it only makes me appreciate him all the more because I know how much I've missed him, okay? And for people that are still wondering, by the way, it's been a month since I have started up work with him again. I started in July, the beginning of July, I think, yeah. Either June or July, but in any case, I only started working with him again, and I'm already back where I left things off. So no issues financially or otherwise, okay? Money's pouring in from all directions, the way that I'm used to Sandalphon working. I'm talking about, this is also something that I brought up, okay? Sandalphon, when thinking of him, you need to think of the keyword abundance. Sandalphon is literally like someone that can open up the floodgates financially, and money will come pouring in from all directions, okay? I mean, without him, I was just sitting around and I didn't get a single customer. But with him, I am getting customers all over, okay? It's literally like people are throwing money at me, so to speak, and he's the one doing all of that. I know that. Regarding his energy, Sandalphon's energy is tingly. Whenever Sandalphon touches me or something like that, his energy is really tingly. Okay, it's almost like it's hard to describe, but it's just tingly. It's really tingly. You feel your entire body tingling. And Sandalphon also works in a solar way. Okay, I know that because most of the charts that I've cast on Sandalphon, the second that I cast the chart on Sandalphon's way of working, almost always I get the sun involved. Okay, Sandalphon by nature is as ruler of the earth corresponds to the zodiac sign Taurus. That doesn't mean that he's Venusian, okay, necessarily. Okay, he's not Venusian. Obviously, he doesn't fit in the scope of the traditional 7 planets. He falls outside that, but still, the Venusian associations, so working on Fridays and so on, and making offerings similar to plants and things, terrestrial things of a terrestrial nature, are pretty much the closest that I'll be getting to a correspondence. And I know that, and he doesn't mind too. He told me to, yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, that's as close as we can get to doing things the right way, or doing things perfectly the way that you are. That's basically what the things that he says come down to that, basically. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And like I just said, almost every chart that I've cast on Sandalphon, when it comes to his way of working, almost always I get the sun, I get a solar correspondence, I get Leo. So he almost always works in a solar way, and which I love, of course. I already love the sun, and this is one of the reasons why. Okay, really strong spirits or really potent spirits, more often than not, are solar. I mean, the effect that these spirits have, generally speaking, especially angels, are long lasting, and they are just prosperous like no other. You'll really notice a difference. And again, like I just said, the key word that you need to keep in mind with Sandalphon is abundance. I mean, it's just money just pours in from all directions, and I love him all the more for it. I mean, it's literally only been a month. Okay, I took out a month for investing. I literally just took out a month for investing, and I just invested in him and so on. In the Facebook group, I posted a picture of his altar, or 2 pictures of his altars in the Facebook group linked to this to my website, and you can find it via the about section, by the way. And I just offered a bunch of things to him, you know, the usual things relating to the earth, terrestrial things. I bought a copper bar. I bought a silver bar for him recently. And I also bought expensive Lacoste perfume. Again, it's just an example, okay? Just imagine that. Lacoste perfume. It's just a pure symbol of refinement. It's just, that's what I love so much about him. I bought golden earrings. I bought aquamarine earrings. I had them ordered from the US. You name it. I've been investing heavily in Sandalphon for a month, you know. I spoil him even, and he spoils me in return. Sandalphon's oil is custom oil and so on. And that is pretty much it. You know what? As a matter of fact, I had a better idea. He doesn't mind. Yeah, he doesn't mind. He says he doesn't mind at all, and I'm just going to show you guys what his altar looks like specifically, and all the things offered to him. Hold on. This is his altar. I bought a beautiful lily plant for him, as you can see, only recently. I just leave the bag on there because it's easier for me to clean it up, and he doesn't mind. As you can see, that is the 2nd pentacle of Venus. He told me to add that. That makes his work all the more potent. This is just his offerings for me and the customers that have current financially related workings going. Okay, those are 2 bags of juice, as you can see, an apple, and 2 huge packages of food. The very fact that they fit on the altar says enough. These are really big bags of food. You should think of food for let's just say 5 or 6 people. Sandalphon's, this is his his oil. This is custom made oil that I ordered from Anubion, still the best, as it says Sandalphon on it. His oil is kind of like a mixture between Venusian oil. It feels really grassy and everything, and only a bit better. Let's just say like a mixture between solar oil and Venusian oil. It's really thick and everything and very nice. These are two glasses, one with sugar and one with salt. The reason that I added these two is because of the terrestrial correspondence. And now the top part of his altar, as you can see, this is the Lacoste perfume. I also put it on regularly. I basically spray this somewhat on his altar, or whenever he asks me to do so. Those two watches that you're seeing are two expensive watches that I bought for him. Beautiful watches that I myself love. And in total, these are let's see, 3 earrings. Okay, this one is 18 karat gold earrings. This one is another one, also gold, but these just have stones in them. They're precious stones. I'm not saying that they're diamonds, they're not. And this is the aquamarine stones, okay, that I bought for him. As you can see, you can tell that they're light blue in appearance. In case you haven't noticed, again, a close-up. They're light blue. I ordered them online. That is just change. He told me that if I don't want any spare change, let's just say cents and nickels and dimes and so on, he told me that I can just take it. I can just put it on his altar. It's better than throwing money away, since throwing money away is not a good habit. This is also a silver ring that I bought for him. That is his seal, of course, but as you can see, the seal is worn out. And he told me, don't have to worry about replacing it. You already have my seal tattooed on your arm, so as you can see here. So it really doesn't matter, Morino. You don't have to worry. But the reason that it's worn out is because I also spray regularly. I spray Lacoste perfume on it, or I sometimes dab his oil on it if he asks me to, or just because it feels right. And that's the reason that his seal is worn out. This is simply wax from the candles that I use. I use green candles. I import green candles from abroad, and that's what's in this thingy. As you can see, I use 100candles.com. The candles are excellent, and you can see them here. Yeah, these are high quality candles, no problem whatsoever. They burn a really long time, I think 8 hours or something. Quality is exquisite. And other things that you can see, these are the 2 bars. This is the copper bar in obviously copper, and this is the silver bar. Both are really heavy, so I'm not going to lift these for you guys. Or you know what, just I will. This is 99 fine an ounce. There you go, as you can see. And this is just a 1000-gram copper bar. It is Geiger, or I don't know, some other brand. In any case, it is really nice and everything. These are pretty much things that I would love to if someone gave them to me. And this is simply a hold on, let me just remove this. This is a beautiful necklace that I just saw at a mall, and I bought it for him. It has the pendant itself has the constellation Taurus on it, and I just thought of buying it for him, just for obvious reasons, since he corresponds to Taurus. So you can see it on here, constellation Taurus. Yeah, there you go. So that is pretty much it. I almost wish that you guys could smell his altar. It smells really great. I use rose incense. I have enough incense, as you can see here on the back of the altar. Rose incense. These are exquisite incense sticks that I use. High quality. Okay, I use the best quality incense sticks, not those cheap Indian incense sticks. No offense meant to Indians. I just use those, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Yeah, and yeah, that's his altar, and that is it. Yeah, and that is it. As you guys have seen, that's basically what his altar looks like. It took me basically about a month to put everything together the way that you've seen it. Okay, to invest all of that, all of those beautiful things in him, and I have sacrificed a lot, just like I've sacrificed in the beginning. But I'm doing fine now. Again, no problems, no fuss or anything. Money's coming in like no other, and I have no problems. And yeah, that's all, pretty much. In last month in July, I made $1,100, which is a lot, of course, especially reflecting my location. Think about it. Like I just told you guys, the average person here makes $250 a month, American. I made $1,100 last month, and this month I'm gonna close off my month today. I'm gonna do inventory, and provided that I don't get any other customer, my income for August has been $1,600. So you can see the clear, steady progress. No issues for the rest. And this is simply just like the header states. This is my ode to my beloved Vice-Lord Sandalphon. Okay, he is going to be my financial manager forever. Okay, not kidding. Even after death, to the extent that that is possible. My patrons will be with me even after my physical body gives away. Again, this is just this goes well and above and beyond the material world, if you know what I mean, which I'm assuming that most of you guys do. In any case, that is it. There's nothing else that I need to cover regarding Sandalphon. That is pretty much what Sandalphon is good at, and his skills and so on, and what he looks like. Okay, how he appears, at the very least to me, and the character traits that he displays. For the rest, there are no issues. That's it. Bye.